1989 saw the launch of the second generation Toyota MR2. It was larger than the model it replaced. It's often referred to as the Mini Ferrari, having similar design elements to the Ferrari 348, especially around the front end. At the top of the range sat the MR2 GTS. It featured a 2-litre turbo with 220 horsepower. In 1997, Toyota launched the Prius. It was the world's first mass-produced hybrid. It used a 1.5-litre four-cylinder engine, mated to a 40 horsepower electric motor. Initially, it was only sold in Japan, but as of the year 2000, it's been sold worldwide. By 2003, roughly 123,000 Priuses had been sold. 1997 also saw the launch of the second generation Toyota Century. This model was designed to rival Rolls-Royce and sat above any of Lexus's products. The first generation was built for 30 years and always used V8 engines. Its replacement used a 5-litre V12. Not only was it the only ever V12 engine Toyota, it was the only ever production car from Japan to be fitted with one. In 2005, Toyota launched the Aygo, a joint project with Peugeot's 107 and the Citroën C1. With a 1-litre petrol built by Toyota or a 1.4-litre turbodiesel provided by Peugeot and Citroën. These were hugely reliable cars. On top of this, in Europe, they were per mile the cheapest cars to buy and run, beating the Hyundai Getz, Kia Picanto and Fiat Panda. In 2008, Toyota released the IQ, a tiny four-seater that was the smallest four-seat car in the world. From 2011, Aston Martin built a rebadged IQ called the Signet. It cost 3 times the price of the IQ and was built to help Aston Martin comply with the European Union fleet average emission regulations. Between 2009 and 2011, Toyota had to recall roughly 9 million cars, following a fault that caused cars to suffer from unintended acceleration issues. At least 37 people were killed in accidents, and Toyota had to pay a $1.2 billion criminal penalty charge. Following this, Toyota's company president steps down and is replaced by Akio Toyoda, the grandson of the company's founder. Worse still, in 2011, like other Japanese manufacturers, Toyota and their suppliers were severely affected by the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. 2012 saw Toyota launch the GT86. It was co-developed with Subaru's BRZ. It was a rear-wheel drive sports car powered by a naturally aspirated 200 horsepower 2-litre engine. It was met with great critical acclaim and didn't have any direct rivals. The closest naturally aspirated sports cars at the time were the cheaper but less practical Mazda MX-5 and the more expensive and thirstier Nissan 370Z. 2012 also saw Toyota become the world's first automaker to build over 10 million vehicles per year. 2014 saw the launch of the Toyota Mirai. It was the world's first production hydrogen fuel cell vehicle, and to date it's also one of the best selling. As of 2022, Toyota had sold roughly 22,000 units over 2 generations. In 2016, Toyota launched the CHR. It's one of the world's first ever mid-size coupe SUVs. The first generation came with either a 1.2-litre turbo engine or hybrids which use either a 1.8 or a 2-litre engine. The second generation can also be had with a 220 horsepower plug-in hybrid setup. In 2019, Toyota launched the 5th generation Supra. Following a 17-year hiatus from using the nameplate, it was co-developed with BMW's Z4. At the top of the range sits a 6-cylinder turbocharged model with 382 horsepower that can hit 60 in 3.9 seconds. As of 2023, it can also be had with a manual gearbox. 2020 saw the launch of the Toyota GR Yaris, a carbon fibre, hugely fast compact hatchback. It has 270 horsepower from a 3-cylinder 1.6 and can hit 60 in 5 seconds thanks to having 4-wheel drive. In 2021, it was awarded the United Kingdom's Car of the Year title. In 2024, an updated version with 300 horsepower was released. In December 2021, Toyota announced that it would invest $70 billion into building new electric vehicles, with a target by 2030 of launching 30 electric models across itself and its Lexus and Daihatsu brands, as well as a sales target of 3.5 million electric vehicles by then. In September of 2023, Toyota announced that it had sold its 300 millionth vehicle.